Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's Natalie. How are we today? I am playing with this pop-up card die card A die. That should be the right way. It is actually super easy. This is just paper from my stash, and I really liked this sort of the gingham, but it's also got, you can see the top and the bottom, there is a splattery sort of part. I'm going to need 2 of those. I am actually going to need 2 of pretty much everything except this die right here. You just need the one. So I'm going to move things around and I'll get another sheet. You're going to have to bear with me for these shadows of my lids. That's going to come back a little bit. Everything I'm coloring, this is basically it, apart from some hearts. I've got quite a few hearts, and you're going to see in the little heart exactly how I color it. So I thought I don't need to show you this. There's about 5 times. We don't need that. I am using W5, W3 and W1 for my little bunny. I do come back to his ears in a minute, and R30 for his little tootsies, his little feet, his little toes, and inside his ears, just a little bit, just to give those a little bit of definition. So he's sort of a warm grey, but he's got tones of white. So this is the reds that we're going to use. So we've got R59, R46, 24 and R22. You can see with the hearts, I'm sort of deepening the center where it comes down and giving it a bit of a shadow going up the left hand side and a little tiny bit up the right. On the hat, I'm just sort of keeping with the lightest part into the center. So this is going to hopefully give my little heart a bit of definition. I wanted to talk today about not being happy with your coloring and why this is good. My blacks, we'll come back to that. My blacks are going to be 100, C9, C6 and C4. I actually don't have a C5, C7 for some reason in my stash today. We are coloring this. Whenever you do coloring, you're coloring it really, really close. So we see all the mistakes. And of course, we're very critical of ourselves because we see all the mistakes because we know they're there. For my wood background, we've got E57, E55, E53 and 51. When you don't like something, it's like when you're in school. You don't like something, that's fine, because you know you are learning. Everyone's learning, and it doesn't matter to be happy with it. There's also a degree of release and knowing that no one's going to pick up your mistake unless it's a great big screaming, I don't know, red dot in the middle of your image, that like running from my bunny. No one's going to know that unless it's that obvious. The other thing we're doing is the person is not holding the card as close as we're coloring it. So if you're not happy with what's going on, move it away from your face and just have another look. You can always keep going, or you can understand that you are learning. So these are all my hearts that I've colored in. You can see altogether there are 6 of them. So there's 5 extra hearts going around. I am scoring this. Now they're all mountain folds. If you understand what that means, brilliant. If you don't, it's basically where everything's going to go up. You can see that bit went up, that bit's going to fall up, and this bit is going to be folded forward, which means it's going to be a valley fold, and you can see it goes down. So that is going to be my little pop-up tool. I've also stamped my thank you so much, which is just out of the stash, my stash. And there's also you are so kind. You want to place glue on this little flap, and we're going to eyeball it roughly in the middle. Fold it flat, and you've got another little bit of glue on that smaller portion, which is going to give us a pop-up. I've put that away now to make sure to adhere properly. I'm going to glue this down flat because he's going to be on the inside, and we've already got a little bit of height to our card. So especially for you American friends, that can mean extra postage. So in Australia it doesn't so much, but that's okay. So this is it's just going to give you a bit of option. So I've placed my other hearts. I ummed and out about making them another little balloon, but where would I put the other ones? So we're going to put them on our thank you so much, which is going to be on the front of our card. And 2 of those, I just need to trim this down a little bit, are going to be raised up, and one of them's going to be glued down flat. Because it's on the front of the card, it doesn't matter so much. And also these foam strips do not have a lot of dimension to them, so they are very, very low. So that's going to work in really well. This little backing piece does not want to get off. I'm going to leave a link down below to all the details of the stamp set. The stamp set that I used for my little bunny, it's called Be Mine, and it is over in the shop. And as I said, we've got pop-up card A die. As I said before, it is super easy, so give it a try. I was going to place this down glued flat, but I decided to have this extra piece of pattern paper, which is, again, it's out of my stash. Now I have placed this a little bit to the left because I thought it was fun. The other thing you could do is place a few little diamantes going outside that initial rectangle, but I didn't think it needed it. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue on this square, and again, eyeball it. You do not want, when you place the pop-up die, you do not want it to go over your crease line. And I decided it was going to be much easier to do this first. I'm going to put a little bit of glue just in this little corner, like a little V. You do have to make sure, which I'm going to have a little bit of problem with because I get carried away, of not letting it dry fully. So if you open it up and then position your hearts basically where you want them to sit, and because I thought this would be really, really good, you've just got to ease it into it. It's going to be a little bit tight to start off with, and this is our mechanism, and everything's going to be hidden once we put this extra panel back on. So make sure you don't, going back to the pop-up, you don't want to go over the crease of your card because this is going to hinder your movement, and you've got to let it have enough time to actually open up. See, my left hand heart has decided to move. It's moved. So that's the main thing, is just not to go over any of the creases because they are going to play around and hinder your folding mechanism. So that's my card for today. Nice little fun little pop-up thing. There is also some squares that you can use to pop up. I think you could use lots of different shapes that you've got at home. You just got to remember how big it is. So that's my card for today. I hope you're well. Take care. Have a great day. I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye.